Getting my glass out the box late on a Friday evening. Do you ever do that? Just sing what you're doing to yourself?
No.
I've done it ever since I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Just when I'm on my own, it's always the Scottish voice as well. Well, 90% of the time it's a Scottish voice. So like, yeah. Looking for me toothpaste for the umpteenth bloody time. It was these were toothpaste. Now the toothbrush, the toothpaste, harder to lose, yet more common for me to do.
Well,
makes zero sense.
No, yeah, I don't do that.
So opening that bye-bye box, don't need you anymore, because this is it, people. We are christening our custom-made Ku Klux Klan. Our custom Ku Klux Klan initiation glasses.
Yep, that went horribly wrong.
We've got pillowcases over the lights. We could just cut some eye holes in those.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, our custom. It was because there's too many C's. Custom CREWCast. It was too much.
There we go.
My brain just went
Custom
CREWCast. So our custom CREWCast whiskey glasses that were gifted to us by our lovely friend Mary.
I was waiting to see whether you'd remember them.
Yeah, I'd see it, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
You know I can't remember names.
I was like, go on then. Let's see if you got
I
it.
saw your eyes wide and you were like, he's not going to remember.
I know. I was waiting for you to then like leave it and then just to look at me and be like,
Yeah. Looking at Lou to hope he remembers the name.
yeah.
So we thought it's been too long now. Yes, we don't have any new whiskies in this week because we've been too busy doing films and reviews, but we are going to get some new ones in as of hopefully next week and start a couple of those reviews going again so you guys can start playing catch up with your drinks cabinets again.
Yeah.
So
So we've both gone for some whiskies. But,
I think it's fun when we do this though because
Yeah.
it shows we're both on a whiskey mood.
Yeah.
Because we both went straight to the whiskies. Do you know what, this week I've had a couple of tipples throughout the week.
Oh, yeah.
I've got back to doing it.
Yeah.
And do you know what?
Yeah.
Whiskey makes me happy. I'm not going to lie. I got back to having
The
a little
words of
mini,
an alcoholic.
little mini cigar.
Yeah.
You know when I've had a good day? Little mini cigar and just one. And I've actually had it in a shot glass like a cowboy.
Yeah.
I literally sat last night with my little cigar and my shot glass. I was like,
I had some of the, the Rocks Tequila Terramana.
oh,
I
the
had
one
some
I
of
got you
that
for your
again.
birthday?
Yeah, I had some of that Tuesday, I think it
That's
was.
smooth, that is.
Yeah.
Did I got you the special one though, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's got
the
like
gold
a.
one.
It's not just tequila, is it? It's like a barrel blend.
Yes.
Isn't it like a?
It's a whiskey barrel.
Whiskey barrel blend one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. That was really smooth, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. I haven't had it in absolutely ages. I don't think I've had any for like
That's what's
6
good about
months
it.
or so.
When you forget and then you go back to it and you're like, oh, this is good. Worth
talking-
keeping.
I was talking about tequila to Kiri at the gym, and we both were saying how much we like tequila, and I was like, you know what, I've not had any for such a long time. And then I got home and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna have a tequila.
Well, that's it.
But it's a sipping tequila, not like tequila
Oh, yeah,
slammers.
yeah,
If you
no.
like,
It's a
just
connoisseur's-
go home and then just
It's
fucking
legit.
lime, salt. Ah!
We've done a review on it, so you can actually search the channel for the review, and it's legit. Like,
it's nice.
he's gone to a very, very good distillery for it, and it's legit. But we are both choosing. Well, I've gone with an Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Which tend to be that little bit less smoky, which is my palate. But I found something out this week. If you want to pull a little bit of smokiness out of your whiskies, make sure that you leave them to sit for a couple of minutes before you try drinking them and let them open up and let the oxygen get to them because it actually helps diffuse some of those smokier notes. And then also, if you put an ice cube in with it, it is supposed to emphasize the smoke.
Right, okay.
So if you don't want it, try to not have it with an ice cube in. So you can obviously use chilling cubes if you don't want, if you still want it chilled. But yeah, I learned that this week.
Yeah, interesting.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I've got a Kentucky Straight Bourbon, Maker's Mark. It's been a while since we had this.
Not me. I had that last night.
It's been a while since I had this.
It's literally the one I had last night. Yeah. And I went back for another one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a nice heat on that one.
Yeah.
I also discovered, because I've been doing this on my, it was just like, do you know what? I've been back in my meditation. I've been back in getting my feet on the grass. And doing all these things. What was the thing I was doing before? I was having my little bit of whiskey every week when I'd have a nice evening, chill out movie on and that.
Yeah.
And it does just, make me feel happy. It's a comforting thing, I think, just to sit there and enjoy the flavour of it. Just one.
Yeah.
And sit there with it and just sip away on it. Whilst
Other than last night where you went for another.
Went back for two, yeah. It was just too nice.
Yeah.
I was feeling it. It was a lovely one. And I was just like, well, I'm getting to bed at a reasonable hour.
Yeah.
And this one will hit me whilst I'm asleep. So,
You know what? The first thing that came to mind when I spotted the bottle back downstairs was when we watched Wishmaster. And there was
the best worst film ever.
Yeah, and there was just like this was
yeah.
like branded everywhere.
It's all through
Everyone
the
was
movie.
drinking Maker's Mark, and I was just like,
Of all the movies they choose to sponsor.
Yeah.
If you've not seen that movie, just quickly Google Wishmaker.
Wishmaster.
Yeah. Sorry, Wishmaster, and just immediately go, oh yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, it's brilliant, but
Brilliantly
terrible at the same time.
Yeah, like Critters,
Yes.
stuff like that. It's just brilliantly bad.
Yeah, literally, I saw that, and then that's the first thing that popped into my head, and I was just like, brilliantly terrible, just like me.
Oh, there's Chris and these guys. I've gone with Sexton.
Yeah, I don't have a cork to pop, unfortunately, but you
I do. On this one, so we're about. We are quite midway through this one. So, is it a cheeky pop? Oh, it's tough. Oh,
That was good.
that's a manly pop.
Yeah, you made up for
Oh, the
my lack.
smell that comes out of this when you open it is delicious. Oh, that's so good. So after coming back to this, after not having it for a while, this is a really nice, sweet, smoky whiskey.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I had it neat.
Yeah.
I think we had it with ice before, and I've got used to having them being a bit brave and going straight in neat, but letting them sit for a while. I may or may not have been working out whilst having them as well. Let's see. Let's do the pour and glug test. You go first.
We're taking the virginity of the glasses.
Here it
as
is.
well.
Here come the glasses. And etched on his glasses, if you haven't seen it, is the CREWCast logo on one side, and mine on the other says CREWCast established 2021 Lex Griffin.
I'm pretty sure as well. We said we were going to put a photo up of them when we got them, and we didn't do that.
Oh,
And by
did
we,
I
I
forget?
mean you.
Yeah,
but
cheers.
it doesn't matter. I was taking some of the heat, but then I totally dropped you in it. I'm just going to stand in front and show them.
Yes, go show. Here you go. Take mine as well. There you go. Show those glorious things. Okay, might have to tap on the old Camdy cam. Hang on, no, I can do it from here. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. You can see jackety shit.
Yep, you can't really tell.
Oh, there you go. If you hold it there. Yeah, so now if you're on Spotify or YouTube, you should be able to see those lovely engravings.
The logo.
They're really nice. They're nicely weighted as well. They will not be going in the dishwasher. I was going to say as well, on the old Spotify, you guys have been awesome at rating us. We're all 5 stars. Yeah. Thank you very much. I think we have over like 50 odd reviews and stuff on there now, or whatever it is. So thank you all. If you haven't on YouTube, give us thumbs up and likes and comments and all that jazz. But on Spotify and iTunes, you can literally review and rate us, and we really appreciate it if you do. Also, scroll down if you're on Spotify. When you come onto our podcast, you'll see at the bottom, we always put up like a question or a poll for you to get joined in with. The poll will usually be about the podcast we've just had, to like say whether you're going to do it is what we've suggested or whether you're already doing it. And there'll be a question. It'll either be like, what do you want to see more of, or something to do with a specific subject we want to cover. And then you can give us your input directly. And there's also, and it is now working, you can leave us voice messages.
Oh, is it working now?
It's working. So what it is a link. If you scroll down on Spotify in the description, you'll see a link and it says leave an audio message.
Yeah.
Click the link. It'll take you through. It's not taking you anywhere weird. It's just taking you to our base upload point, which is Anchor. You can leave the voicemail on there, and then we will literally get voicemails, and we'll play them out.
Yeah.
We'll play them out on here. So if
cool.
you want to go and leave one, and we'll make it's a regular thing in the Q&As, we'll start and we'll play these voicemails out. And
Yeah, some of the best voicemails.
yeah, so make them fun.
Right then. Let's take
Here we go.
take the virginity.
You go first. I reckon you're going to be a pourer. Yeah, that's pure pour. Look, you're going in heavy, bro, on the triple. That's a trip.
Here
we go. I reckon I might be a glugger. Oh, no, no, we're in pour territory.
Yeah.
We're in pour territory. You know when you're halfway down the bottle when it's just a pour. So that's it. Here we go. The first drink of our lovely little custom CREWCast glasses. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
What a fun day.
I know. It's been an interesting one.
It has been an interesting one. Are we talking about that on this yet, or are we going to wait?
No, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. Well, the day started off
Oh, that's nice.
very interesting.
So
So you'll have seen this by now.
we need to stop saying so.
So
Anyway,
you'll have seen this by now because Lex will have put it up.
it's going up tomorrow. So this will be This is Monday, so Saturday. So fuck's sake, damn it. What was the other thing we needed to write? Is another one I'm trying to stop. Can't.
So right.
Yeah, my sister does that so badly so that one time. No, that I needed that. So That was a legit so. It's just now you're only hearing the so's. Okay, anyway, my sister is worse than me. She would always, before she'd start something, go, right, and then go and talk. Right, and then into the thing. And I said to her, I'm not listening to you until you don't say right. She went, right. I was like, nah. I was like, and then and then I'm not joking you, she literally went, right. She go, okay. So, right. She just walked out the room. Her brain would not let her do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know where we develop these tics from. It's so bad.
Habits, I suppose.
Then we don't even hear them leaving our face.
No, I don't think. I think other people don't hear them as much, especially if they're used to it.
Leave a comment on YouTube or wherever you are now. What is the thing that you say too much that you don't even hear? It'll either be right, so, like,
Or what have you noticed that we say?
Oh, do you know what I really hate?
What?
Do you understand? No, I don't understand English. It just came out your face.
Yeah, when someone finishes a sentence. I think
Because I like it in a glass, do you understand? No. Do you know what? I say no now. When people say it, I go, nope. No. And and watch them, they'll go, what? Because they haven't heard themselves even say it.
Yeah.
The other one is, what's the other one? There's one more. Really bad. Well, there's the thing of, do you get me? That's another one. Do you get me? Sorry, but there's one more. Do you understand? It's similar to do you understand? But I can't think of it right now.
I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Is a bit of one. Yeah.
I think people say that. There was somebody I used to know who said it all the time, and then this was at school, and I said, "Why do you always say it?" And it was just like, no one ever responds otherwise. So it's like if they'll say something, and it's kind of like a rhetorical question, but they just want acknowledgement, even if it's just like oh yeah.
Well, there is that thing where, like, Gordon Ramsay does this a lot. He'll say something to you like, so you're not going to wear a grey T-shirt? Yes? And he instills and makes you say yes to emphasize his point in your own brain. Yeah. It's a very clever control mechanism. Yeah. But his is an instruction. Whereas this thing of, do you know what I mean? Do you understand? Do you get me? It's just like
maybe
there's no control. It's just your mouth wanting to do more once your brain shut off. It's
maybe they're just used to people ignoring them, and they're just double checking that you're paying attention.
Honestly, try it next time someone does it to you. When they say, "Do you get me?" just say no, and watch their brain just go. It'd be like, what?
Should we get back to what we were talking about? Tangented off.
Started the day. Should we move these onto the floor? Or should we move them back here?
Yeah, we'll put them back here.
Let's not confuse the
camera. So, you'll have seen it now. We did a film review.
Yes, for Dumbledore's Dorian of Dumbles.
Yeah.
The Secrets of Dumbledorian.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, it's already up.
It's up there. Overall, if you've missed it, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Well worth watching. I think we averaged it somewhere between like 7.5 and 8 out of 10.
Yeah. It's definitely worth a watch.
Not perfect, but it's definitely worth going to cinema to see.
Yeah, so we went off. That's the earliest I think I've ever been to the cinema. We went at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we did. So that we could have a full day of doing stuff.
Yeah, it was a long film, 2.5 hours.
We didn't get out till 1:30. We went for 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but there was a shitload of trailers. Like we got in a tiny bit late. Then there was like easily half an hour of trailers.
Man, it was long.
Yeah, but yeah, then we got out.
But the movie didn't feel long. So
no, it didn't. Good. The film didn't feel long. But the reason we wanted to have some more time in the day is because I was going to be experimenting with some DMT.
Some psychedelics.
Yeah, and it didn't all go to plan.
No, because you're a sponge.
I am a DMT sponge.
You're immune. I generally want to try see if we can get you bitten by snakes.
Yeah,
just to see if anything will happen.
Yeah, so
failure to launch.
Yeah. So there's a let me explain it from my understanding.
Well, let me explain it from a generalized point of view. Okay. A lot of people who try like a psychedelic are often, if you're looking at things in terms of houses and gardens, the front door being you getting in and breaking through into another side and the whole of the realm of mysticism. Most people get to the garden gate. You were kind of on the garden path.
Yeah.
But then refused to stop playing in the garden.
Yeah.
Even though we were calling you to the house.
Yeah.
You were like, nope. the street lights are still on, I'm staying out.
Yeah, yeah. It just wasn't quite enough to
Well,
get me
no,
there.
what we think was the failure was when you ingest something that's not supposed to be ingested, you have to inhibit the enzymes which oxidize it. We don't think we inhibited enough of your spongy enzymes.
Yeah, basically the DMT can get like, what's the word? Like
Oxidized.
broken down, oxidized by your body. And yeah, the thing that we took,
The MAO inhibitor.
Yeah, and it just didn't seem to kick in as much as it should have.
Yeah, I think the problem is with these things, you use a certain seed extract to do it, and the seed extracts, your body is kind of not resistant to them at first, but the ability for it to uptake and utilize them is not as responsive. And over time, your body actually gets better at the uptake of these inhibitors, and you get more responsive and a better result.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a misfire on the first go.
Yeah.
And that's just the nature of it. But you
definitely went somewhere.
You went somewhere, but you were just, there was a cap to how far you could go, and there was no getting past that cap off point.
Yeah, and there was multiple redoses to get me.
We did some vape top ups, just to give you a bit of a better visual fun time.
Yeah,
just to not make it a waste.
Yeah, and it was quite a strong vape mix that you gave me, and that definitely did the trick. But it wasn't, well, obviously I've not had the full experience, but I know that from what you've explained, I wasn't having the full experience. I know that like I was definitely somewhere on the outside edge of that.
You're in the garden.
Yeah, but the thing was, I was so keen for it. I really wanted it, but it just wasn't.
But this is the thing: you have to be careful with these things. Right?
Yeah.
So you don't. This is something you don't jump into with 2 feet.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not worth it. You're better off kind of teetering around the edge and then slipping your way in, nice and gentle, rather than ramming yourself in.
I think for me as well, though, it was a nice little, because it's quite an extreme situation. People can freak out in it, and knowing that, like, I kind of got to that point, and I was like quite calm throughout the entire thing, and actually like wanting it to go further, but it just wasn't happening.
I think that's good, because it means when you do,
it's built my confidence for the next time. I know that it'll be cool. I know that I'll be fine with it. Yep. I'm not gonna like have a SPAC. I didn't think I would. But
no, you definitely, especially the problem with a lot of people is they try these things, or any I don't want to use the D word, any compound.
Yeah,
they'll try them in the wrong environment with the wrong people.
Yeah,
and it's a huge mistake. If you want to learn and get better from any of these things and become a better human being as a result of them, your environment needs to be controlled. Your auditorial sensory system needs to be controlled.
Yeah,
and you need to not be sat next to a dickhead who's going to just think something's funny to do to you in the middle of your experience.
Yeah,
because it will fuck you up. Like it'll give you a negative outcome when these things can be life-changingly positive. So that's super important, and that's why you shouldn't jump in again. And I learned a lesson as well about the chemistry and the stuff of these compounds, and it was interesting to have seen it. So now I know. Yeah, now I know the difference. You need fresh inhibitors.
Yeah, it was still really interesting. Like if you listen to maybe, I don't know, it's probably 10 podcasts ago or so when I did it just through vape. So that's kind of mainly just the visuals and
low dose vape though.
Yeah, a low dose vape. And that was very good as well.
But that got you.
It was fascinating.
It's a good way of doing it is to have a low dose version of anything, so that you can get a sense of how it's going to disrupt your normal visual and auditory senses, so that then when you do go in, you're not caught out, because it is such a different way of seeing and hearing the world.
Oh, gotcha.
So to be dropped in with that and then go further all in one go, it can be overwhelming for some people. I did that to myself when I first did it, but I'd done a year's research into how to do it first. So my environment was perfect, music playlist was all set, everything was done, but I went in at what was recommended as a normal thing. Yeah. And it was okay. It was fine. Like it was controlled. Like luckily, I was really good with it and very prepared, and it was fine. But I think it's the benefit of having that. I've had more stuff happen through time that I wasn't ready for, that created an effect that now when it happens, because I've been through it, I'm like, oh, it's that again. And then I don't get any of the other effects. I just move through it and get to the next bit. So having less of those sticking points will help you break through to real world, I want to say real world implications in terms of what you learn will be something that you can put into real life afterwards, rather than having to just kind of get through an ordeal of something and be like, oh, I learned how to get through that, but it didn't really teach me anything about myself. It just taught me how to deal with that situation. Yeah. So the more you can skip through I was caught unawares about the way I'd see that, hear that, or this thing come whooshing at me, the faster you'll get through to those mental breakthroughs and life clarities.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I got like real small hints of that when I closed my eyes. Like I didn't get much visual stuff going on with my eyes closed. When my eyes were open, I was in DMT world and everything was nice and sharp and angular and some geometric.
Yeah. Oh, you got geometrics?
Yeah, I got just a little bit in certain things like the rug and stuff like that. But when I closed my eyes, I got some stuff, but not a huge amount. It wasn't that vivid. I was mainly like losing the sense of time and feeling in my body. Like it's hard to explain, but I felt like
you become dissociated.
I was collapsing into myself almost. It's really hard to explain.
Like crazily relaxing inward.
Yeah, and like I felt like there was almost like a loop that was repeating itself. So I would like get comfortable, lie down, find a position, but then all of a sudden I was back to being sat up, and then I'd almost repeat that same movement again. And I'm like, I've already just relaxed. How can I relax even more? And I was like collapsing into like relaxation more and more. But that was me like shuffling and scooching down to like, it's very hard to explain.
Maybe it's a little lesson about, being able to settle once you relax, to accept the relaxation.
Yeah, there was a couple of little bits I'm trying to remember. It was, like I said, I felt like I was always just outside of like getting something that was like a bit more. I think I felt like I was just outside of getting what I wanted from that experience. I was like almost there.
That's cool. That means next time you will, because it'll be done properly next time. Everything will be counted for. So we'll make sure that your sponge-like self gets saturated properly.
Yeah. But no, definitely an interesting experience.
Yeah. So
I love the visuals. I really fucking do.
Yeah, it is. But I tell you one thing. When I first started doing things, was obsessed with the visuals, the externals. But I didn't actually realize you could close your eyes on them. I thought it was a really very external thing that you were visualizing, seeing these crazy, because it's so crazy. It's like, well, why would you close your eyes? But when you close your eyes is when you're taken away. Yeah. That's when you go and learn stuff. Yeah. You don't learn it with your eyes open. You learn afterwards. You go off and then you wake back up out of that state, and then your brain goes into overdrive of what you just seen, and then it's like, then you learn the lesson. Because your brain goes, you see that and that? You were just showing, like, yeah. And it tells you this, and you go, oh, shit. Right. Oh, that's why that happens, and that's why I feel that way. And then you know the root cause of why you feel a certain way, so you then no longer will you feel that way anymore, because it's the reason why. Just like if that thing was coming at you that you weren't ready for, and you had to, as we were talking about before, you weren't ready, so you didn't know about it. So you'd be like, and get all confused, and maybe it'd drag you out a bit until you get through it. Yeah. But then once you've done it once, when you come to it the next time, you just go blast right through it. Yeah. It's the same with those feelings you've just learned about. When it comes back on you again and tries to ruin your day, you're like, nah, motherfucker, I know what you're from. Yeah. So you have no control of me anymore. See you later, boom, and you blast it off. Right. You don't get stuck in that loop of it letting you drag you down. Yeah. And you learn a lot of things in that kind of manner.
It was a little bit funny how it started, wasn't it? When, because I kind of did everything 15 minutes or so before you.
Yeah, so
just to be like a little bit of
I always try to make sure that I'm behind, so that I can keep an eye. Yeah. And the stages that we go through, there's like a lot of protocols I put into place to make sure that people are very comfortable, make sure that they are feeling things as they should, that everything is calm and smooth, and there's least anxiety as possible. Just basically, it's like, are you feeling this? Yeah, cool, that's perfect. And then people are like, oh, okay, good, yeah. That's a good sign. Oh, okay, cool. And so I was at state, and then when you feel a certain thing, then that lets me know, okay, that's working. Yeah. So now I can take that step, and then follow on.
But I still, as a big old sponge, just
Even though your triggers were all going.
Yeah, I had some of the triggers, and then like I was like just like hovering on the outside, like going into like a little bit of DMT world, then a little bit out of it, and you'd fully like were on your way at one point. But yours kind of petered off. And then, like, you kind of popped in and you were like, you're all right. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of in and out. It's not really...
Did you notice when you said that I didn't go back in?
Yeah.
So I pulled myself out then. Yeah. And my concern was on you.
Yeah.
So that is...
I was fine throughout. I was just like... in my head, I was just like... Oh, man. I'm going to be like the one person in humankind that's immune to DMT.
You're definitely not going to be. We'll get you there.
That was literally what was like. No, it wasn't like that's an over exaggeration. But in my head, I was like, "Fuck's sake, it's not working."
Why is this my superpower?
Yeah. Just permanently stuck in the real world. Fuck's sake.
Nah, we'll get you out of it soon enough.
Yeah.
But that was. Remember, did you see how after that I was able to pull myself out from drifting back in? Whereas if you'd have carried on, I would have gone in further.
Yeah.
But because of that, so there is a skill set to it as well. And I've realized that one of my things that I learned was my ability in under pressure to pull myself together.
Yeah.
Is quite high. Like I have a very good capability of centering myself. It was an actual lesson I learned on one trip with somebody who was. It was like. I don't know if I can say who who it was who was doing it, but when I was looking over them, I don't know if we said it on the podcast though, so we'll wait until they're on again to discuss it if they want to. I was able to do that on that occasion as well, just to make sure because when they popped out of theirs to talk, I was able to pull myself out.
Yeah,
and even though I was in a very heavy state. Whip it out and whipped it out. Even though I was in a heavy state, I still managed to take my pants off. Yeah, I was able to pull myself. And it was a lesson I actually, from having to do that, it actually taught me something within the trip that, I was capable of this, of this ability to center when needed.
Do you remember me telling you that I was like struggling to differentiate between like
real world and DMT world?
No, between
you
like
said that?
Yeah, I do remember that bit, but between like
me and you,
us. Yeah. Like I literally at some points it's quite hard to explain, but I seeing Lex was like almost seeing like a mirror, and it's really hard to like.
That's when your connections start building
between like. Is that something I'm seeing you like relax, and I was like, is that me relaxing or is that Lex relaxing?
Oh, cool.
And I was like not really sure like who I was, or
you're starting to lose sense of body and time and the fact that we're all just this energy, and you were kind of merging through. That was the thing, and then that would have probably led you on if you were able to go deeper to a whole realization of, we're restricted to this body, but outside of this, we all are essentially one connection. That's probably where that was leading, to show you the one connection between us all.
Yeah, that was really. It kept getting me, and then I'd have like a sense of it, and then be like, what the fuck?
I do think mentally you're pulling yourself out a lot.
Yeah. I think I might have been like thinking about it too much, because I just wasn't. It wasn't enough. So I was like hovering on the edge, and because I was thinking, I'm hovering on the edge, I've not had enough. That was almost like pulling me back a little bit.
Yeah.
But well, and I was really trying to like get in. I really was. I was so eager, and sometimes when it was like sinking in more, I was like, yeah, there we go, here we go.
Yeah. But next time that's so cool now, because you'll be like, right, everything's done, everything's right. This is the one, and you just be able to sit back, relax, close your eyes, and you will just let it be able to take you.
When I did the vape to top it up, so it was quite a strong vape mix, and
it wasn't in essence. Like it was nothing. It was very controlled, but at a level where it would definitely give you a wallop.
Yeah,
but not,
and obviously
not
considering I already had
one.
A good amount.
Even if you used the whole thing of what I'd put in there, it would have only been enough for one actual full hit through. So there was no way you were going to be overwhelmed.
Oh no.
Yeah. Just to make that clear through.
Yeah, but so you basically said, because you might just kind of like drop in, you'll just hold the vape thing for me. You were literally like stood in front of me, and also because there wasn't a lot of juice. in there,
so you had to kind of keep it really upright. Yeah.
So you were there, so I was just literally taking like pulls on it, and as you were stood there, like your arm was like held out in front of me, holding it.
Yeah.
But then you'd move, and I'd see your arm move, but your arm was still there, and it was like your arms kept duplicating, and then I was like,
arms.
and then I could see your like head up there, like looking, And then at one point your head seemed to get really small, and then and I was just
That's a
there,
giant-
and I'm just there like holding my breath with this in my lungs, and I'm just like,
Oh, it's a fun one at least.
it was really funny. I'm sure it probably
couldn't
sounds
have been
freaky.
more relaxed by the
Oh,
time
God.
we
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you, like no spa will
Yeah.
get you that. Dude, we were like jello.
Yeah.
Just we must have listened to that same like mental teaching on repeat like 3 or 4 times. We're just like, play him again.
Yeah,
Play him
there's
again.
one guy who's got
He's
a
very good.
a deep voice.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a lisp as well.
But he comes in, it's all about listening to Mother Earth, isn't it? Or something. He says, she comes in the wind.
At one point, I was laid down with the pillow there with my arm underneath, and I could feel my own hair, but it felt like it was really far away. And I was like, man, my hair's how long is my hair? And that sounds silly, but yeah, it was like again I'd lost sense of like feeling and where I was.
Yeah, dissociation between yourself and the way you are in your own body. Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah,
But it just goes to show how easily, like, the brain can, well, the consciousness can come away from the physical.
yeah. So this week, I know you've obviously done your cool thing. Have a guess what I've done.
No, they haven't heard on here. Oh, yeah, I did my monster trucks. Let's cover that.
Yeah,
I did, yeah, because you're going to tell me something I don't know.
yeah.
So let's go do this. So monster trucks was fun, right? You don't realize how violent those machines are. 1980s Chevrolet Silverado, so Chevy Silverado, V8 engine in it. It's like a 6-liter V8 Chevy engine in this thing. Sounded awesome.
I bet.
Weighed, I want to say 7 tons. This thing, like, redunculous. Guess how much a tire was on it?
A ton each.
No, it cost
Oh, fuck knows, $2,000.
£3,000 per tire. Insane. This thing's been kept in the state it was from the 1980s. They tried to keep it as it was because it was the rival to Bigfoot.
Right.
You know, the Ford truck.
Yeah.
This was like Chevy's thing of, we're missing out on this market, so let's build one. It first started off bright pink, got rolled. Then it was the American flag, got rolled. And then it turned into what it is now, which is the Grizzly, which is like big red. And it's like driving an angry tractor at pace. And so we got to go, like, it's like a figure of 8 course. So you do figures of 8s, and you do loops, and there's like a mound at one side to go over. And you get like this It's really bizarre because you're in this truck, you cannot see the wheels at all.
Yeah.
So you just know you're really high up.
Yeah.
But you've got no sense of these giant fucking wheels that are
How
turning.
tall are the
underneath you.
wheels if you were stood next to them?
Probably like there.
Yeah.
So what's that, like 3.5, 4 foot?
Probably like 4 foot
4
tall.
foot? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And so you're about, when you're sat up in the cab, like 8, 9 feet up in the air.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. And then you've just got a roll cage inside, big steel dashboard made out of like corrugated steel, hydraulic driving system. The brake, one brake disc on the whole truck, goes down to the drive shaft.
Yeah.
So it stops the actual,
The axle, was it? Or
yeah, it's on the axle. I want to say transmission, it's the wrong word. Stops the drive chain.
oh right, okay.
Like literally, so it's one brake disc on the front, mounted looking outwards like that way.
Right, okay.
So you can look at it and it's the disc
Yeah.
mounted front ways on the front, and it's just literally on the drive shaft, on the drive chain. Wow. So when you hit the brakes, it basically stops any turning from the.
So no ABS on that.
No, it works completely. It doesn't stop the wheels turning. It literally stops the drive shaft turning.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. But he said if you jam it on hard enough, you can actually get the back wheels spinning backwards because I guess it reverses the drive shaft. Puts it
The
into
momentum
reverse.
like almost knocks it backwards.
Knocks it backwards. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's bizarre, but the brake pedal's big enough for 2 feet deliberately because you need them.
Fuck.
Yeah. So YouTube video will be up on that. It should be out now. You can go watch that on my YouTube channel of me doing that. It's so violent. It nearly hurt me at one point because I didn't realize how bumpy it was going to get.
Yeah.
And it literally rips the steering wheels out your hand.
Yeah.
Because
I know this was with some military vehicles, and they say you need to have your thumbs over, not.
They didn't tell me that.
Oh right, yeah. I remember my dad telling me about that when I was a kid.
I don't think he expected me to floor it out the gate.
Oh, really?
Which I did.
Yeah.
It's not the fastest of things, but once you get it going, the torqueys are there. But it's it's mad. It's got like wishbone suspension on it. So it's all super old stuff, like crazy stuff. But this thing was designed to be a crusher, not a jumper.
Yeah.
So all the weight is literally, they call it, it's, what do they call it? All the weight is basically unsprung. So that means that the suspension isn't actually dealing with any of that weight because it's all below the actual suspension points.
Yeah.
And they run the tires at 10 psi to just stop it murdering you inside the cab. Because this thing's, it's so, how they race those things around. Dude, we are not men compared to what they were in the 80s and stuff. Those guys were motherfuckers. And this thing, bear in mind, it hurt like driving it around this like rugged field. Yeah. So there's a bloke he still holds the record for most cars jumped end to end in this truck, and it was like 9 cars. But I think he put 9 out. He made 8.
Yeah.
Hit the 9th one.
Yeah.
Check this out. Hit the 9th one. Shattered both collarbones. Punctured a lung. And compressed his spine 2 inches.
Fucking hell.
That's how violent they are.
Jesus Christ.
So he still holds the records. Like, well, at least he's got the record still.
Yeah.
So imagine if that
He
got
can
broken
keep
like
it.
the next year.
He can keep it.
Just leave that poor guy with that record.
Yeah.
He's like 2 inches shorter, man. Fucking unreal.
That's mental.
Mad bastard.
I'd love to have a go on one of them.
And then
it's one of them things I've always wanted to see, like the monster truck shows.
there is one coming
Is it?
to Bristol.
Oh shit.
Yeah, at some point at the end of the year we can go see it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be proper
All the mad tricks would be mad. We'll have to dress like Hicks. Yeah. So we have to get like trucker caps, loads of cut off checkered shirts.
Yeah. Get some flannel.
Dungarees
And flannel.
Yes.
And a trucker cap.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All in.
I'm down for that.
And then on
You
Monday
can be Cletus.
Cletus?
What am I? Earl.
Travis. Earl. Yeah, Earl's good.
I think, and our nicknames are Pork and Beans. I'll be Beans because I'm gassy.
What is that from? Something about Mary. Franks and beans. Franks and beans. Oh, Christ. And then on Monday, I'm skydiving.
Busy week, mate.
April has gone tits. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I am ramping things up. Ramping it up. Fuck it. Life's back on track.
Yeah.
Just do fun shit.
Exciting.
Do shit that makes you smile. Do shit that makes you feel alive. Like, I've not been doing this enough. I've been too concentrating on mundane, regimented shit. And that's just not how I function well.
Lockdown's done it to everybody, didn't it? We just
got us in a bad rhythm.
Dull as fuck, unfortunately.
Downstairs, TV on. It was just bad habits created.
Yeah, I still haven't fully, got back into the swing of things. Like, I'm mostly there, but...
You're way better than me at it. And I remember, every time you come in at the week, you're like, I had to cut this short or do that because I just wasn't in it. Do you know what I learned the other day, though? I've got in a habit so much of, like, watching TV series at night.
Yeah.
The other night, I didn't put the TV on. I came in from the gym, didn't put the TV on. I went and prepped that chili that was downstairs. So I cooked like a kilo of red meat. I'd got the shopping, so I started cooking the chili. I put the shopping away, and as I was doing it, I put a podcast on instead. And I was listening to that. And so because now I was doing stuff, I'm up cooking, I'm putting things away. I sat listening to a bit of the podcast while having like a whiskey. And then I got up, finished the cooking. Because I hadn't been sat static watching TV, by 11 o'clock I was like properly yawning my arse off, like needing to go to bed. Like actually like, oh fuck, I'm going to have to go to bed. I am crashing hard. Whereas if I'd been sitting on TV, not moving, unmotivated, I could have stayed till 1 o'clock before I felt tired. Yeah. So being active in your evenings, still being a little bit productive, doing things, will actually help you want to go to bed a little sooner. So it's another thing to add to our help you sleep guide, which we put up. We're changing it. We're not doing CREWCast shorts anymore. We're still doing them, but they're called mini casts. Yeah. Because too many people getting confused. They thought they were a short version of the main podcast. They're completely independent.
Yeah, it's a separate thing.
New thing we're releasing to you guys, so you're getting more content, more fresh content, and it's topic-based, shorter podcast where we tangent less, literally answer questions in a structured format.
Yeah.
Not questions, answer topic in a structured format.
Tangent less, but no tangents.
Not totally tangent. It's still fun, but we keep ourselves way more... I listened to it
back and we literally were like, no tangents, focused, immediate tangent. And I was like, fuck.
You did it first.
I know.
You're like, before we start, let me just tangent. But we keep them to within like 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah. And they're usually something that you can literally take then and there and utilize. That's the idea of them. We want you to have something that you've learned something from by the end. And the one we did was how to help rebuild a better sleeping pattern and get you guys in a better routine, having better recovery, being able to optimize your circadian rhythm. And there's a number of, we've put some links in there for some apps that you can download that are free to utilize. We've put some other things in there for like tools to help you sleep, like that you use and things that I've used and stuff like that. So yeah, the mini casts, they're going up every Thursday, so make sure you're checking those out.
Yeah.
Also, so that's it. So monster trucks I've done, skydiving I've done. You have something to tell me that I don't know yet.
Okay.
That you're doing.
Right.
Is it gay porn?
No, it's not gay
One
porn.
day
I didn't do gay porn. That's next week. So I witnessed the birth of a child.
What? In what?
Yes.
Live?
A real birth of
Which
a real
end of the human were you at?
I was at that end.
Hang on.
But,
wait. Back up. Where?
So.
In the gym?
No, not in the gym.
Someone on the bench press went too ham.
Sister-in-law, and it was a home birth. She was in the pool, so I tried to keep away from the...
Hang on, you were invited to this?
It just happened, basically. Like, it wasn't necessarily the plan, but then, like, yeah, that's...
Well, you were there when the water broke?
No, I just went to visit, because the labour was going on for a little while, so it was just kind of popping in to see how she was doing. I saw her already earlier that morning.
in labour?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So bearing in mind, the gym's manager is my brother-in-law.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Liam is my brother-in-law, and his wife Hannah is my fiancée Emma's sister. So when we were all there, it was a bit bizarre, but because I also was like,
so hang on, she went into labour and then called everybody. I was like, come check this out.
So
I'm in severe pain and grunting every 3 minutes.
So it doesn't start off bad. Like, she goes into labour, but it wasn't like she was uncomfortable, but it wasn't bad. Like, she was in labour for 14 hours, but it was only the last couple of hours where it was really like what you see in films, and it wasn't even like that. But we still had. This sounds funny, but we have our Monday meeting. So and Liam cancelled training because Hannah had woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, starting to go into labour.
But you thought we can still get our Monday meeting in.
No, Liam was like, "Well, as long as she's not too bad, she seems okay at the moment, so we can still have the meeting. But do you want to have it at mine?" So we were literally having our Monday meeting,
so and not Hannah just was you there. Who else was there?
So it was Emma's mom, so she's sorting out some of the finances. And literally, and then Hannah's just sat in the living room as well, just occasionally just having contractions, and we were just going through our Monday meeting as normal. And then Liam's trying to read out some he's doing some of the data for
So this is what I envision. Okay, so Monday morning we've got 3 clients in. And then, God, Jesus, you heard. Yes, and then on the afternoon we've got that.
Well, you
all right there, love?
The contractions were 10 minutes apart, sometimes a little bit longer at the start.
You make her get you a tea in the middle. Why are you doing nothing?
Oh, actually, as well. So I got I'd finished because Liam wasn't training. I trained in the morning, then I was heading to theirs, and then I phoned him up saying, "Do you need anything from the shops? Is there anything you want me to pick up? Do you want a coffee? Because I know he'd not slept." And he's like, "Yeah, can you get me a coffee? Kim wanted a drink, and Hannah, can you get her a peach iced tea from Costa?" And I was like, "Yep, that's fine." Went to Costa, got no ice. I was like, "Right, okay, I can't tell the
How
woman."
do you have no ice?
I don't know their shit. They always always don't ever have ice. So they always don't ever have ice. Does that make sense? They never have ice. I can just say that.
They always don't ever have ice. Does that work? They always don't ever. Yeah, it works. Have ice. If you just said they always.
I'll just say they never have ice. That's way simple.
Don't not have ice. That would be a double negative.
They don't have
That's another one that gets me when people do the double negatives and act like they've just said a positive. It's like, I ain't done nothing. That means you've done something.
Yes.
If you ain't done nothing, you're telling me that you haven't done anything, that you haven't not done anything, which means you've done something, Pete. So
anyway. So I
Come on,
there,
Cletus.
And I was like, "Fuck's sake! I can't go back and be like, hello, woman who is literally giving birth right now. We didn't have your drink. Sorry." So I was like, "Right, okay. Next coffee shop. Nope, we don't do it. Next coffee shop.
Oh no,
nope,
you're not going to get a peach iced tea at a normal coffee place."
To be fair, the people at Cafe Nero were like, "Well, we don't do one, but we can literally we've got a raspberry peach iced tea, and we can kind of tweak it around to try and get you to a normal peach iced tea." And I was like, "Okay, thank you. I'm going to go to coffee number 1. If I've got no luck there, then I will come back." Fortunately, coffee number one did do a peach iced tea, because my next bet was I was going to go to Costa and be like, I'm going to buy you some ice if you make me a peach iced tea. So, yeah.
Fair play to you.
And I literally in my head, I was just like, I can't, like, the one time you don't want to, like, stress somebody out or, like, upset them would be while they're giving
Mid-labour.
birth. Yeah, mid-labour, like, if he wasn't actually giving birth. And anyway, so, also, loads of people at the gym knew that, like, Liam's going to be a dad, and everyone was, like, asking me going, but they wanted it kept private, because they didn't want to, like, talk to anyone about it. They didn't want to post it on social media until they were ready to do it.
Yeah.
So people were like, "Oh, how's everything going?" I'm like, "Yes, everything is fine." I hate lying, and I'm really bad at it. And then everyone was just asking me, because Liam wasn't there, and he's normally there.
To Robot Lewis.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Yes,
everything is fine.
They're fine as far as I'm aware."
Yes, all is fine.
Yeah, and mate, it was so stressful. I hated fucking lying, and I felt so much pressure because I didn't want to fuck it up for them.
Yeah,
and because it wasn't my secret to try and keep. But anyway, and then I was coming back from the gym, and because the contractions were still quite far apart, and I think they said that the midwives don't come until like the contractions are like 5 minutes apart.
Yeah, they're not asked until if you're like, yeah, they're 12 minutes apart. Like, yeah, call us back in like 4 hours.
Yeah, but one of the midwives was sick, so the one who was going to be covering the night. So basically, if she didn't get to within 5-minute contractions before they go to the night shift, they'd have had to have gone into hospital, which they really didn't want to have to go into hospital for the birth.
Like, there'd have been no midwife.
Yeah, because fortunately, it didn't pan out that way. And the midwife who came, she's not even. So she's like I don't know her exact role, but she wasn't even working. She was the area like manager that doesn't even deliver babies anymore. She used to, and she knew Hannah and Liam because she'd worked. She like helped them early on in their pregnancy, and literally, like she overheard them on the phone, phoned them back saying, "If I can get some childcare to cover my kids, to look after my kids, I will come over to your house and be the second midwife." Right. So she wasn't getting paid. She was not on shift. She did.
See, these women are beautiful, aren't they?
And she was fucking brilliant. They were both brilliant.
They're unsung, aren't they?
Yeah, they were both brilliant. And I was, like I said, the last couple of hours, they're fucking rough. And Hannah didn't have any, she didn't have a gas and air or any kind of pain meds for whatever reason. That's what she chose to do. And fair play. Although I don't think that's obviously essential. I don't want to I don't like the idea that because some women are like a bit like, oh, you had pain meds. It's a bit like,
what?
They look down on other women for that. I just think, do whatever you need to do. If I was a woman,
get out healthy. That's the goal.
I'd be like, fucking hell, absolutely knock me out.
I'd be like, get me Jack. Yeah, and punch me in the face.
Wake me up when the kid's 7.
Yeah,
like put me under everything.
Put me into stasis.
Yeah. Wake me up when he's 18 and leaving out.
That would be every man if we had to give birth. Yeah. There it is. Now put me in stasis until it can do sports.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, so. The fucking screams.
Oh, is it bad?
Yeah.
Sounds like someone getting murdered. What's the equivalent?
I've never heard. So I've heard people scream in pain, but I've never heard somebody scream in pain for so long, over and over again. Like, it's rough. And then the grunts. I felt.
Admit it now. Did you get a bit sick of it? Admit it. Be serious.
No, there was
a bit moments where he was like, "I've had enough of this."
No. Because honestly, it's a bit. The screams are like.
I'm telling you now, I would have
nasty.
In my head, I'd have been like, "Yeah," and then inside, I'd been going, "Okay, shush."
It's different because she's screaming to the point where her voice is breaking. Like she can't even scream properly because she's like. It's different. It really is. Really? It's hard to explain. Hearing
there's the empathy point for a while, but then after a while, it's just noise.
It didn't go on that long. You're
not involved with.
It didn't go on that long because again, like I said, there was still there was quite long gaps in between still, and then contractions. But the me and Emma did have a laugh a few times at some of the grunts, and it was like, ooh.
Fuck it! I haven't swallowed the whiskey.
How deep Hannah's voice got.
She turned into The Exorcist.
Honestly, there was some bits in that, and I did say to her, I was just like, "Have you seen The Exorcist?"
Your mother sucks cocks, no.
Yeah. So it was pretty.
Look at Liam Ever and say, "You."
And as well, you know where like in films when they're gripping the husband's hand, and then they're like, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." that happened, and like literally, it was so funny. She was like squeezing Liam's hand, like, and Liam didn't say anything, but then afterwards he literally like unpeeled his hand and then like slid his ring off because he crushed his fingers. And he was like, and then he went and put it on the side, and he was like, saw him literally like unpeel his hand.
The best thing would have been if he said at that moment, "You don't know how much this hurts."
Liam was brilliant as well. He was like he was like so supportive throughout the whole thing. He kept calm. Like that, everyone did a really good job. Seeing Emma's parents and Hannah's parents, like at first they were quite upset just because obviously that's their baby who's in a load of pain and they can't do anything about it. But then they kind of obviously
They were upset.
Yeah,
Really?
at the start, because when you're seeing your child screaming in pain.
Yeah,
they weren't
pushing
upset.
a human out of her.
Yeah, I know, but
gonna
it's
be
still
pleasant.
Yeah, no, I don't. They weren't expecting it to be pleasant, but I know Kim said it reminded her of how much it hurt. She almost like
So she was empathising.
Yeah, she empathised. She remembered what that was like. So yeah, it's not something I ever thought I would.
No. Well, yeah, at some point maybe.
No,
But
because I'm not planning on seeing Emma give birth. And Emma was like,
You're
you ain't going to be there.
Oh, you're going to be in the waiting room with the cigars.
I'll be in the fucking pub. I'll
Tell me when
be in
it's done.
cryostasis. I'll be like, wake me up when he's 18.
I'm off the stasis.
But so, yeah, it was. I suppose it was something really
Well, it's a life
special.
experience.
It was simultaneously the most special thing and the most disturbing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, something you'll never be able to tear from your brain.
Yeah. Saw a little bit more than I'd have liked to have seen in some points, but like, I suppose it's the.
It is nature.
Yeah, it is. And baby's healthy. She's lovely.
Well done.
Really.
Fair play. No gas, no anything.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, it was really crazy. And I don't know. Because I was literally going to be popping over just to again check that she was all right, and because we thought it was going to be going through to the night,
Yeah.
and I was literally walking over there, and Emma phoned me like the baby's coming now, and I was like, okay, shall I just go home? And Emma was like, yeah, I think maybe you should. And then Emma's dad, Lee, phoned me saying like, do you want to come over? And I was like, I don't know. Do you want me to? I don't want to make it like I don't want them to be uncomfortable. And he was like, no, your family should come over. And afterwards, Hannah and Liam both said like they actually were glad that we were all there because it made it really special that we were literally all there when because we
share
all
in the moment.
we all go out for family meals together. And it's always the six of us.
That's nice.
And now the seven of us.
And now you can be put off food altogether.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, honestly. And it was something really. It was crazy.
That is a mad thing to think of seeing.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of biology in my time.
Yeah.
Degrees of it. And we watched some videos. And they're horrendous.
It wasn't. The idea of it is worse. I know it sounds silly, but the idea in my head makes me go, huh, but then in real life it didn't.
Yeah, I suppose, do you reckon there's something in our genetics that just makes us kind of dig in when it happens? Because it's like, this is
Maybe.
life that we have to go through.
Yeah.
So it'd be like those things, like when you have fight or flight, it's part of that mechanism of you just have to be controlled because you must make the human live.
Part of like, when you're hearing somebody fucking screaming in that much pain, like it kind of wore off a little bit towards the end, but like your adrenaline does like go a little bit. You do feel it. You're like, oh shit, something's really fucking going on. And I did say, I said to Emma's mom, I was just like, these midwives are fucking sick. It's like they're just around women in fucking agony all day, and they're just there like, everything's fine. I'm like,
but that's what you
twisted.
need. You need that. You need those levelers there.
Yeah.
At the time, because you'd be thinking, my spine is about to snap out my back. I'm pushing. They must be feeling awful, trying to shit themselves, and all of this is going on. The midwives just take everything in their stride.
Yeah, they honestly
and absolutely just normalize the whole thing.
It was amazing how calm they were and how like everyone just controlled the room. Everyone just listened to exactly what they said, and because they just did a perfect job. They were leaders.
Yeah,
and it was really impressive. And
just shout out to the midwives in the world. You are unsung heroes. You really are. I've heard so many stories about how they. I know a lot of people in the nursing professions, and they things like where they've been in a situation where the woman's, verging on, they're looking like, oh, she might not make through this birth kind of thing, but they're not portraying that at all. They're just like, you good, you're all good, everything, boom, boom, boom. And as a result of that, the people don't panic, and as a result, probably helps save lives on a daily basis because it's such a stress for the body to go through.
Yeah.
Insane. Fair play.
Yeah, like
ladies, hats off to you.
How many people when they've clocked off, then volunteer to go in and just carry on.
That's so good.
Yeah,
that's just dedication to humanity. That is.
Well, they knew that Hannah didn't want to go in to a hospital if she could help it because. Like,
so did they help get her what she wanted?
Yeah, she had some bad experiences in hospital when she was younger, and didn't want to have that kind of stress around her. So ideally, the home birth was the way to go. And like these birthing pools as well. So there's a company that rents, you buy the birthing pool
in case you fuck it up.
Yeah. And there's like a liner that goes in it. It's all so streamlined. It's completely idiot-proof. Like you would think, the instructions on there. One of the instructions: do not dive in the birthing pool. I'm not fucking joking.
Well, you got mothers just dive bombing into it. Woo, let's get this going.
Yeah. And then when you give it them back, but you can give it them back, and they basically refund you part of the purchase.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of a rental, but like because it'd only take one. Like slip with something.
Would it double up as a nice little pool outside?
Yeah, it would. To be fair, yeah,
like
it was proper heavy duty. It's even got like a couple of little seats, like a low little inflatable seat.
How much was it?
I have no idea. I didn't ask. They've given it back.
Worth keeping.
You probably wouldn't want to.
I know
it's got a liner, so you like semi-inflate it, put the liner around it,
so it's,
then finish inflating it. So it's completely clean and hygienic. But yeah,
there you go. Just get on. Get on Gumtree looking for used birthing pools to have a nice little cold plunge pool out in your garden. Yeah. Oh, you could use it for that.
Yeah, you could.
Cold plunge.
You know the umbilical cord? Umbilical cord?
Oh, yeah, umbilical cord, yeah.
It's kind of gristly.
Did you?
I didn't.
You watched it being
Yeah.
I always wonder this. Is it like it's spongy and grit, or is it the scissors are shit? Like if you went into the kitchen and got a good pair of scissors out the drawer.
I don't think they're gonna.
Do you think it just shrink straight through it? But they give you they seem to always give them those weird little silver ones.
Yeah, no, they like. Well, I don't know. I didn't actually ask them, but like it cut through quite. I just spat a little bit then, but it cut through quite easily. But it was like you could see there was like some
resistance,
gristliness to it. Yeah, that made me feel a little bit funny.
That made
because the idea is like there's no nerves, they're not feeling anything. Nah. But I was just like, ooh, they're just literally like chopping through part of them, which is a little bit weird.
Yeah, well done. Well, that is weird. That was a good story to hold in, not tell me.
Yeah, it was very bizarre, mate.
Well, on that bombshell, should we do our questions, which has actually worked this week?
Yeah, fucking Instagram is absolutely shit at the moment.
Instagram sucks tits.
Is anyone actually
no, tits are a good thing to suck. Instagram sucks mouldy rocks. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Imagine your teeth back. Imagine right now, think about it, putting a mouldy rock into your mouth and then like properly biting it with your teeth. It makes me feel weird.
Is anyone else's Instagram playing up, or is it just mine?
No, mine did it before, I told you.
Yeah. So it's definitely worse on Android.
He does that thing, because Android suck.
No,
mouldy rocks.
It does not. You suck mouldy rocks.
Right, I'm going to we'll go to questions. We know it's definitely worked. I have to come off of the Wi-Fi.
Off Wi-Fi?
Off Wi-Fi. To then go back onto Wi-Fi.
We haven't done questions in a little bit. It feels like it's been ages.
It has been a while, but we've been very topic orientated recently. So I think it'd be fun to get back on.
Is it worth saving one of these for our mini cast?
What? A question?
Yeah, one of these to handle.
No, I think they're going to be quite abusive.
All right.
I feel like people have just been, oh, you want any question, do you?
Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
You watch this then, sunshine. Let's have a look. A little lucky look. Here we go. Look, it didn't even post that one correctly. Look how it's put the arrows behind the box. Instagram is fucking stupid. Screw you, Instagram. Okay, here we go. What cinema treats should people take? Oh, now.
You've said this one before.
My favourite one of all time.
Double sandwich.
Is Lewis.
Oh.
The original, so he had original Gymshark setup owner.
Yeah.
Before he was bought out recently. He is one of my favourite human beings ever because he's super extreme at everything.
Yeah.
And the pinnacle of me realising why he's so successful is because he never does anything without just going fucking tits to the wall.
Yeah.
We went to the cinema together. Everyone's there with the normal things, but we've gone to get some food to bring in ourselves. So most people are there with Maltesers, minstrels, maybe a pick and mix.
Yeah.
Standard, toffee popcorn. Lou... Not this Lou.
Different.
Other Lou. Pulls out a full Viennetta. Just peels the end of the box off like it's a chalk ice. Yeah. And then sits there like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
You're about to see something very special. And he sat and ate a full Viennetta, mint chocolate,
Nice.
like a fucking chalk ice in the cinema. I was just like, that is fucking genius.
I haven't had a Viennetta in ages.
Because they're solid as shit. They hold together like
Yeah.
anything, and they lie. They don't melt for like an hour.
Yeah, because there's so much
so
actual
compact.
chocolate in there. Yeah, it's
So good.
structurally sound.
Yeah. So best thing you can take to the cinema is a Viennetta.
Makes perfect sense to me.
I used to take a manwich. So I'd buy 2 manwiches. I'd buy an egg, and then some kind of like either a ham or chicken. And then I would peel off one slice, one side of each sandwich. So it'd just be left with filling in one slice from each side. And then I would double them up. Yeah. Boom, manwich. And then I would also have alongside either a yogurt drink or an actual yogurt. Sometimes I'd just drink the yogurt out of the yogurt if I've got a big one. Like an onken.
Because, couldn't get a spoon, could you?
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like drink an onken. And that'd be like my picnic in the cinema. That was when I was trying to be healthy and not have popcorn.
All right. It's not a snack, but I used to just take a beer in. This was before.
You're not allowed to do that now.
Yeah, but most places sell the beers now. A lot of them sell beers.
Here's the thing that people don't know, and this is on our, because we go to Cineworld frequently, so as we frequent it so much, I was like, I need to check the rules.
Yeah.
What can we take in? You're not allowed to take in, this is it. So no longer after this will you people ever feel the need. You can go in brandishing your treats, because on their site it literally says you only can't take in alcoholic drinks or hot food.
Yeah.
So you can buy hot food and hot drinks to take in with you, but you can't bring them in. But anything else, crisps, sandwiches, all that stuff, fucking go to town, and you can stroll in, like putting it in their face, like, look what I'm going to eat later, and you're going to have to tidy up afterwards. And they can't, and they won't. So they'll be like, yeah, that's cool. Most people would like walk in like it's like some kind of secret like
mission.
I
used to hide it up my sleeves.
I used to have
stuff like that. Yeah.
Here was the one. If you do have to do it, you take a coat with you, regardless of the season. You take a big bag of popcorn and you shove that down the arm of your coat. Effectively, that acts as a stopper. And then you pile in all your smaller stuff on top of that popcorn, and then fold the coat over your arm. Yeah. And just walk in with it,
like a gentleman.
Just like a gentleman. Like, yes, there's nothing you need to see here.
Yeah. Just rustling as you're.
Yeah.
I know it's like, I think popcorn's fucking brilliant. For me, that's part of the cinema.
Yeah, I love popcorn.
That's part of.
My
going
problem is
to
I
cinema.
love it too much, and I eat it till I'm sick.
Yeah, I do as well.
I eat it past the point of even wanting it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't enjoy it past like the halfway mark.
Yeah, nobody does.
Yeah.
It's just a commitment thing after halfway.
Yeah, and then I finished it, and then the trailer still haven't finished. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you are bad. You're eating it as we're walking in. Like you've got one hand with a drink, one hand with the popcorn, and you're just like, well, my face will fit in the top of that. Nom.
Yeah, I do. I just literally with my tongue, I'm just like,
yum, yum, yum.
like a little lizard, just taking. I don't know where I picked that up from, but yeah, I do that all the time. So I didn't have any today, actually.
So there you go. That's our cinema treats. Oh, there's something that you can do. If you get the hot popcorn from the cinema, bring some minstrels in with you or Maltesers and chuck them into your popcorn in the middle of it. Mix them all in. They'll melt inside the hot popcorn.
You could do that with loads of stuff, couldn't you?
Yeah, and then you end up with like chocolatey, lovely popcorn.
Sounds quite
But be careful not to rub it all and stuff. You'll come out looking like you shit yourself.
Yeah. It's quite dangerous, actually. You're like, because you can't see anything. You're just like, your face is brown, your hands up to your elbows in it.
Come out grinning.
Yeah. That was good, that was. And everyone's just like, oh, God.
You and Matt Oger still friends. Are you coming to the US soon? We need some collabs. Of course we're still friends. How would we not be? Matt's one of the nicest human beings on earth. And I am actually going to make an effort to try and get out to the US and Australia. Obviously, COVID screwed up a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of changes coming, and I'm going to be doing a lot of things off my own back. So one of those is to get back into the old school collabs and just go out and see people. Not just for the content, like literally to go and rejuvenate those connections again, because I haven't seen some of the boys for so long because they stopped. Well, Jimmy Shaw stopped doing all of the events where we were all brought together, and everything became very restricted to boundaries of countries and stuff like that because there were so many athletes. They didn't pool everybody anymore. No. I really missed that, and
it's a shame because like I do feel that's what a big thing of like YouTube fitness is missing, because for such a long time that was the fun part. It was seeing like different people from all over the place like mixing together, and that's how like as a subscriber, I then started following other people because someone else who I didn't know
that was facilitated by Gymshark bringing everyone to somewhere.
Yeah.
So because the guys can't afford to fly left, right, centre to see everyone all the time. No. So to pool everybody in one event or one place, it created a lot of really cool content, and also a lot of friendships were generated from that. So
yeah, Matt was the original. Like he was the
OG of YouTube fitness, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, for me, he was the person that got me into lifting, pretty much. Like
he got me into the macros.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the first fitness YouTuber that I followed, and
he was for me.
Everything that's kind of cascaded from that, probably is boiled down to.
Have you seen him recently?
Oh mate, he's insane.
I try not to look at him too much because he makes me feel sad about myself.
I fucking hate him. Yeah, but I also love him at the same time. I fucking
love to hate him.
Yeah. I know. I'd love to meet him. I really would.
Have you not met him?
I've never met him, no. He's never been in the UK, like, since
I'll get him
forever.
I'll get him and Chris to do something, and then you can come along and we'll just go and have a
holiday.
holiday.
I'd like to meet Chris Lovato as well.
We'll just go and have a holiday, and we'll see Chris and Matt.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It'd be sick. You wanted to do something anyway, over on the Route 66s or something, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll incorporate it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the gym, because you want to do that? Yeah, you want to do the gym travel? Yeah, we go. We'll do that. I actually was talking to Chris the other day.
Yeah.
He's good.
I'd love to meet both of them because, again, both OGs. I definitely followed Matt more. Like Matt was the
because
original.
Chris never posted anything.
Well, yeah, there was that.
We literally.
I knew Chris as Matt's friend.
Little known fact: we as people, even working on YouTube, wanted Chris to post more because he's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
One of the boys actually gave him a video camera and said, "Will you please?" Because he didn't have one. And they were just like, "Please make stuff."
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Okay, cool." He just like, "Shh, shush, shush." He just doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. He's really successful though on online coaching. Yeah. So he doesn't need
I was actually looking at some of his coaching stuff. I was just like, oh, maybe.
Yeah. He does his stuff. He's good. Thoughts on yoga? Tried it. Can't get on with it. Hey, I feel him.
I've tried it as well.
Fucking hard.
I quite liked it. I did a couple of classes just before COVID.
Which is which one? Is yoga the hold it in one position, don't do anything, hold it, and then Pilates is the movie thing?
I think so. Yeah, yoga you're doing more static holds.
Is this it? Am I doing it?
Yes, that's exactly.
This is Pilates.
Perfect.
You have to just wrap stuff around.
Nailed it. And completed it.
Arch back in an awkward position like this, and then be like, be comfortable, relax.
Slowly release some gas.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, so I actually quite liked it. It was really challenging.
I don't like bending that way.
The Lex does a stretch V2.
That's enough for 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, done. 2022. Stretcher's done.
I think if you can get into it,
it's fucking hard.
Yeah, I think if you like it, do it. If you don't like it,
here's the thing.
Do it.
Don't go in with your masculinity attached, because it's going to make you feel like a bitch real quick.
It's challenging.
I think I did Pilates.
Yeah.
I feel like it was Pilates. It might have been yoga. I don't know, but there were a lot of old women there.
Yeah.
And they kicked my ass.
Yeah.
They were like looking at me going, you can do this.
I believe in you.
As we stood in this warrior pose, and I'm like trying to stop my hips
Being
rolling
muscular
out.
doesn't actually
No,
help.
suck really bad.
You get your body is heavier. You get in your own way.
You're not as flexible.
Yeah, you've lost a lot of flexibility from lifting.
Mass in certain areas doesn't help you. Mobility, core mobility, being able to rotate all that core around is usually really hindered because we don't do anything with rotation.
Very little rotational work. Yeah,
that's why I like the bag work, because it brings that in. Just being restricted with just resistance training is not great. So doing something like yoga is actually going to be good, but it's going to humble you fast. Yeah. And I just went in. I didn't care that the old women would beat me. I thought it was hilarious that they were better than me. So go in with that attitude that you're probably going to fall over. It's going to be really hard, but everyone in there is going to be supportive.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's something. At the end of the day, the question is like, what do you think of it? I think
it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's good.
The muscle you develop from yoga lasts younger longer. Then that's what it's known as, is your longer muscle. Lasts way longer than resistance training muscle. So that's a reason alone to do it.
Fair enough. I didn't know that. But yeah, and also throwing back to what we talked about on one of the minis before, like being flexible. Like, why do you need to be flexible? You only need to be as flexible as you need to be. There's actually a point where being excessively mobile is actually bad for you. So,
with hyper,
there's this weird thing nowadays where everyone's just like, oh, it's mobility. It's just like,
To extent.
Do you need it? Like, some people are quite mobile, or some people, they just need to mobilize their hips, or some people just need to mobilize their shoulders. Like, it can vary a lot. So, yeah, like, I think the strengthening side of yoga is very useful for a lot of people, especially if they've got instability. But, like,
I think posturally it's going to help you as well.
yes, yeah, there is that.
It's going to help you really quickly see where you've got errors in your balance points, in your posture, in your ability to stay stable in certain positions.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, oh, well, if I'm unstable just standing here with my own body weight, how the hell am I doing that exercise right? So it's an eye-opener. So basically we're saying do it.
Hot yoga is an interesting one as well. Have you done hot
Can you
yoga?
imagine that's even harder?
I just remember, I think it's called like a tree pose, where you've got like your foot on your inside thigh, so your knees out like that.
I couldn't
and
do
I
that.
was so sweaty.
You were doing it?
Yeah, my foot was just like,
Sliding down your leg.
yeah, and then I had to keep grabbing it and going, cranking it back
Your
up.
Asian hairless
Yeah,
legs.
yeah. Literally, I was just like, fucking felt like I was lubricated.
All they can hear from the back of the class is...
Just like,
She's just wobbling over. Oh, Christ. Just a simple, how you doing? I'm good, bro.
all right. Yeah, I'm
Much
pretty
better
good,
than I was a
actually.
few weeks ago.
Yeah, no, I'm all right
Definitely
as
feeling
well. to
better
be
about
fair.
life.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Love the care. Where do I find Hogwarts? Well, London. If you want to find they have the model of Hogwarts at Harry Potter World.
Harry
I'm
Potter.
going to introduce.
Is it Harry Potter Studios?
Would you like? Can't think right now. But one or two. I'm going there to see the is it
Yeah, they've added Gringotts Bank.
Gringotts Bank and there's something to do with the dragons there now, huh?
Yeah, there's two. Well, it's both Gringotts Bank parts, but yeah, I've been since
You've been
they've added
since they did it,
and
didn't
it's really good. To be fair, they've
looking forward to
absolutely nailed it. They've changed a few bits around too. I'll go back anytime. I've been twice,
I've been twice.
and I could spend way longer there than I actually do.
Where's my Voldemort's wand? Should be over there. Oh, it's there. It's behind that award.
Yeah, I've got a wand as well.
Which one have you got?
I can't remember whose I got now. I can't remember.
The Death Eater ones are the best.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're so the best. Like by a good way.
I'm trying to think.
One of the worst is Dumbledore's.
Yeah,
It's really boring.
yeah. I think they didn't need. I think it was like it had to be just kind of almost unassuming because it was Dumbledore's. Didn't need
Yeah.
to be anything special.
Are you a true fan of Hogwarts? I am a fan of the building. I like the building.
Yeah.
Do you mean Harry Potter? Because I'm a true fan of it.
The wizarding
I don't
world.
think you could call me a true fan. I slated it for many, many years.
Yeah.
Because I disliked the first 4 films. I just thought they were too soft. I couldn't really get into them.
Yeah.
And that's mainly because I've grown up watching action movies and I'm much more into... I like it when it's darker. When it's doing magic, I like it to be... I like that darker side of things. And I remember going to see it with my little sisters when they were like... They must have been like 5 or 6 or something. It was like a PG, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
So we went in with mum and that and sisters. And I remember it was the one with I think it was the third movie with spiders.
Prisoner of Azkaban. Was that? What was that?
No, 'cause it starts to get dark with Prisoner, doesn't it?
I think the third is Prisoner of Azkaban. I think. I'm trying to remember.
Maybe it was the second one then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a little slow.
Chamber of Secrets, Philosopher's Stone.
I'm terrible at remembering which order they're all in. I started getting to it with Order of the Phoenix.
Right.
It
Okay.
was where I started to be like, okay, I like this now.
Yeah.
But I will happily skip the first 2.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
Because especially now when you go back and watch it, it doesn't age well, in my opinion. The acting's so bad.
Oh, yeah, it is bad, but they're kids.
I don't care.
Yeah.
There's good kid actors. Come on, bro.
Not that many, but yeah.
Yeah, but they're
There are some.
They
Yeah.
are there.
Back then there wasn't. Back then every child.
And let's
actor was annoying.
let's all just be honest now. Ron got away with doing one face for 7 films,
Yeah.
and it's this one. Oh, I'm Ron. Oh, Harry. Oh, lucky bastard. He should be waking up every day like, I can't believe they paid me. I'm obviously for going forward with the Fantastical Beasts and seeing all the prequels and double. I'm fully in.
So when the books came out, no interest at all.
I read the first 2.
Yeah, when I literally
Loved them.
and it was only fairly recently. I saw the films all before I actually read the books.
I think that's maybe why I didn't like the first two films.
Yeah.
Because I'd read the books, and the books were just way more in
Yeah,
depth.
there's a hell of a lot that they don't
Yeah.
put in the films.
I think that's why I dislike them, maybe, because I didn't read past the first two.
Yeah, and I know what you mean about them being too soft. When I was a kid and they came out, I still watched them, but I remember being like,
That's what I was like. I,
really
watched,
like,
I went to cinema, saw them, and I was just like, meh.
Yeah, yeah. And then I think it was like the second or third one.
They start.
I remember thinking at this point, obviously, I was the same age or maybe a year younger than the actors and actresses in Potter, and I remember thinking, oh, Hermione's actually pretty fit. I might start. Yeah. Watch this just because she was fit.
She starts getting good, doesn't she?
Yeah, at that point, and so that's that.
Not that likable in real life.
No, apparently not. Yeah.
Have you seen the special?
Yes. Yeah.
If you haven't seen the special that they did, it's so worth watching.
It is. Yeah,
it's
that's
so
really
good. But you also realise that she's a bit of a tit. She's a bit pretentious.
Yeah. And got on really well with Draco.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a little,
too well.
yeah, little thing going on.
Yeah. Well played, Draco. I still feel like they're all too soft to nail it, though.
Yeah.
They probably just was cuddled.
Yeah.
Draco's another lucky one.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything else.
Potter.
Yeah, he's done nothing since.
No. Maybe they don't need to. Maybe they just thought.
No, they 100% don't need to.
Yeah.
Like, but he walks in like he's doing other stuff. That's what gets me in that thing. He walks in like, I'm Draco.
I imagine he probably does I could see him doing like theatre or something like that.
Yeah, probably. He's probably doing some Broadway thing we don't know about.
Yeah.
He's probably treading the boards.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So you can find Hogwarts. What is wrong with my words today? Bruh. Hogwarts. It's London. It's a model. It's a little disappointing, to be honest.
I thought it's very fascinating to go and have a look at. It's nowhere near like real scale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, nothing. I wonder if it's all sets.
Yeah.
But is there an actual place they based it off?
I don't think so.
If you want to go and see the most Hogwartsy place, go to York in England. When you come to England, visit York, and you'll be like, I'm in Diagon Alley.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's sick, and there's shit tons of Harry Potter stuff there. And I'm pretty sure some of it's based off York. I'm sure some of the streets and things like that were based off York.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because there is it's called the Shambles in there, and a lot of it's dedicated now to Harry Potter, so it must be reasons why it is.
Yeah.
Okay, if you guys could reincarnate into any animal, what would it be and why? We've done this a little bit before. Yeah. The problem is if you actually think too deep into it, animals' lives suck. Like if you immediately my head goes to like a lion, a cheetah, and you think, oh no, actually their lives are fucking hard, and then they get murdered,
I'd be a house
or they
cat.
starve to death. Yeah, so we both went back to. I said originally a dog in a loving family.
Yeah,
like because best life ever. Yeah. You get treats, rubs, a beautiful warm place to just lie down wherever you want. You're told you're a good boy, you're awesome, and that you're lovely and cute. And then you get to go on sick walks into the woods most of the time. Yeah. So I would be a loved dog on a manor estate or something.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have, I don't know, dogs are happier maybe overall, but some cats are. I think I'd love to be a cat that's owned by a crazy cat lady.
You'd stink.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I'm a cat.
Fair dues. I don't have a question now, but just want to say, keep going. Well, cheers. We shall.
We are.
Well, more. We're putting more out. What is the biggest animal you could beat in a fight?
Pretty sure we've done this, haven't we?
Yes, but
is this bare knuckle?
Yeah, you're just fighting it. You don't get a weapon.
Right. Okay.
Well, let's do both.
I said this before. I think I can take a cow.
I am telling you now, an angry cow would fuck you up.
Yeah, but
have you seen a cow?
We aren't even saying that the cow's angry. We're saying, what can I take? And I reckon if I sucker punch. No,
sucker punch. I'm not going to starting the fight.
Yeah, I'm going to push the cow over first, and then I'm just going to go to town on it. Yeah, ground and pound.
So with sucker punching stuff, you got to start thinking about things you could choke out.
Yeah, realistically, like I'll break a hand if I sucker punch a cow.
Well, I've had a fight with an Alsatian.
Yeah.
I've got a scar on the inside of my leg to prove where he got hold of me hard, and I choked him out. Yeah, I got him in a guillotine. Yeah. Choked him out. Yeah, quite proud
So,
of that.
well, an Alsatian then.
The scar is not as impressive as it should be either, because it healed really well.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is I got the gayest nurse in the entire hospital to have to stitch me up near my groin.
Yeah.
And he was hilarious. Because he came in and he took, because obviously at the time as well, I was jacked at the time.
Yeah.
Because I was fighting and working on the doors and lifting lots of weights. So I was like in prime position. So he came into basically this jack dude who's got an injury near his groin, so I had no pants, no trousers on, sat there just like, yeah, check this out. And he was like, ooh. Yeah, he literally did that noise. It was like,
is there any bites any further up?
Yeah, that's something like that. It's like, that's a bit close to the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got a few inches more, you'd have been in trouble.
Yeah. Well, a few inches, that's all I got.
And he made lots of innuendo jokes, and I was just like, you're the best thing ever. Thank you for this. Because I'm in severe pain, but you're making me forget about it. It was brilliant. I loved him. Nice. And a fun fact, they don't stitch dog bites because of the bacteria.
Right, yeah, they got to leave them.
They just gauze you up, wrap you up, and send you on your way, hobbling. Nice. I got bit by the dog, choked it out. I gauzed it up myself, wrapped it up myself with some first aid kit stuff, and went and did my job on the doors until about 2 a.m. when I started limping because the pain properly kicked in. And the lads on the door was like, "What are you limping for?" I was like, "Oh, I think." Told him about the dog thing afterwards. He looked at me like, "Are you for real?" I was like, "Yeah." He went, "Go to hospital." It's like, right now, we'll clock you off as normal, but you go to hospital right now.
Risk of infection could be bad.
That's why I went to hospital at 2 or 3 in the morning, which is actually a good time to go. It was fuck all people.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah. And you get the cool gay guy. He was happy to see me because I bet he was dealing with drunks. And then I came in and took my pants off. Where were we at? Animal you could beat in a fight. Yeah, so, Alsatian, I know I can beat.
I'm highly confident that I could take a cow if push came to shove.
I fucking tell you, a cow's fucking you up.
I would shove that cow over, and it would take me a while, but I would take that cow.
I only defeated the Alsatian because it got hold of me and was ragging my leg around.
What's the cow going to do? If I've pushed it over, how's the cow going to get back up? They can't get up anyway, or they can barely get up. They can, but they're shit. If I'm wailing on this cow, I reckon I
could punch out a sloth.
I'm not. Sloth's not even that big. I'm not going to go into the graphic detail because it's pretty horrendous.
We're talking wingspan. Sloth's pretty good wingspan wise.
Okay, then yeah, I'm talking mass here.
Like, you're talking mass.
What's the weight on a cow?
I reckon I could kick a pig in quite good.
Yeah. Have you seen how big pigs get though? Some pigs.
I know, but they're slow. You just run around the back of it all the time, just constantly just giving it kicks.
Yeah, pig's more mobile than a cow.
It would just lie down out of laziness after a while, and you'd be like, "Well, I win."
I don't know. I fancy my chances against a cow more than a pig.
I watched a pig chase off a bear the other day on something.
Cows are clumsy as well. Like, you know, they're big goofy motherfuckers. They're not like
you need to YouTube angry cows after this.
I've seen angry cows. I've been charged by cows.
I've been charged by cows. Did you moo at them?
No, I didn't moo at them.
I mooed at them, right? Yeah. I was coming back through the fields from the school bus in the morning because it hadn't turned up. And if the bus hadn't turned up by I think it had to be there by 10 to 8. If it hadn't turned up at 10 past 8, you could leave.
Yeah.
Like the school said, if it's not there, but then you can go.
Yeah.
So just don't do that when you look at the camera. It makes me think it click off.
I saw something pop up.
So every time we'd be there, and the moment you get to 10 past 8, we would not just leave. We would sprint away from the bus stop so that you couldn't, one, if the bus did turn up, you could claim you weren't there when it turned up, and two, so that none of the parents could drive by and pick you up and give you a lift to school. Yeah. You just legged it. So I went back home through the fields to make sure that my mum, when she was leaving, wouldn't see me coming back to the house. Nice. But I went through this field with the cows, so I jumped over the wall, walking through the field with the cows. And because I was all cocky, like, I'm not going to school today. I'm not going to school today. And then the cows went, fucking moo. I went, and then 3 cows went, I was like, oh, talking back, are we? And I gave it like, and then they all went, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
I just started running at me. I've never jumped a wall so high and so fast in my life. I hurdled this fucking thing.
I'm sure it's something like 2 or 3 people a year get killed by cows.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I don't underestimate it. And honestly, and then I had to go to school because Mum came back and she was like, I was in the living room eating cereal, like happy as anything. She was like, what are you doing here? I was like, bus didn't turn up. She was like, well, it appears that John, your friend, also had this theory, but his mum's driving him in and she's picking you up on the way. I was like, God Damn it.
Damn it. I also got chased by cows.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'm mentally scarred. Shut up, no you didn't. I was like, I do. She didn't believe me. Right, let's blast through these now, because I think we're going to run out of time. In June, I'm on my way to Wales. I'll stop at BCBB. Can I get a manwich? Well, number one, I think you want to stop at some BBCs if you want a manwich, but you can definitely stop at BCB, and we'll do our best to come and say hello.
Yeah, drop us a message.
You have to let us know before you get there. Let Lou know. He's way more on it. Thoughts on fasting and how often? I think we covered this in some diet stuff, but basically it is legit. Fasting is a great thing because basically it gets you in a good regimen of eating within a certain time frame, which makes you more consistent. And because you're more consistent, you wake up looking a certain way. You're able to feel better about the way you look and also control the way you look a lot more. But it doesn't do anything magic. And fasting was actually developed to help with cellular recovery, not anything really to do with bodybuilding, and autophagy. But they do believe it is really beneficial to do a 3-day fast once every couple of months and a 7-day fast at least once a year.
Yeah, I've seen like basically an extended fast every quarter.
It's a good idea.
Or again, like some people will do like a 24-hour fast or 36-hour fast every week.
Yeah.
And that's something, again, that it's an easy method to use for kind of managing calories. But yeah, nothing magical other than extended fasts. That's still not magical, but then you are getting some autophagy benefits, which you're not going to get from intermittent fasting. Also good for just keeping you like insulin sensitivity and things like that.
Yeah,
which is obviously something that gets
rebalance your
blunted
blood sugar levels
by the total bro bodybuilding, eating every 2 hours.
Also, reduction in stress on your digestive system. Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah.
There is some good things to it.
Day to day, I think the 6 to 8 hour eating window is a good one to go for, and then every so often do your extendeds.
Check out Leo and Longevity and type in Leo and Longevity fasting, because he's got like loads of good detailed videos. Also, Vigorous Steve also puts up some fasting ones, and Vigorous Steve is like a big geary bodybuilder who watch your phone. Yeah, a big geary bodybuilder who fasts, and he gets a lot of his clients to do that as well, and he. From all of the evidence, even with extended fasts, none of them lose muscle. He actually thinks it actually helps them because it helps with their insulin sensitivity. So, like, overall, and also just general health, just keeping them kind of healthier on a cellular level.
Cool wins. Have you ever done a skydive? If not, would you? Hey, I just answered that. So, yeah, fucking Monday. But as you're listening to this, I'll be screaming through the skies. If you went to... Oh, another Hogwarts one. Obviously, because we've been to see the thing. If you went to Hogwarts, what house would you be in? Would you like to be in Gryffindor? Yeah. Top 3 Harry Potter characters. Snape.
Yeah, Snape's class.
Snape's straight up there.
Hagrid was a lovable idiot.
Oh, God, yeah, Hagrid.
Yeah, I really did enjoy Hagrid's character. It's a tough one because there's quite.
It's none of the main characters, I'll tell you that.
No. And I think
Dobby.
Yeah, Dobby's brilliant, and it's just really sad. I love McGonagall as well. I think Professor McGonagall's like she's brilliant in it. So yeah,
I'm gonna go CGI's Dobby, Hagrid, and Snape.
Yeah, Snape, Hagrid.
Snape because he's an unsung hero, isn't he? Really? Yeah. I've used that saying too much today.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I'm less of a fat, depressed asshole because of the things said on this show. Awesome. We too are also less depressed fat assholes.
Yeah.
As a result. It's all circular, brother. All circular.
It very much is.
Us putting these things out for you guys helps us just as much to think through and talk through stuff. So.
Oh, should I read out that message that we got sent?
Yeah, do that for the end. That can be a conclusion. That's a good
message.
Could you talk a bit on ashwagandha and its benefits? So the main things I know about ashwagandha are it's a mood elevator. So it definitely helps keep you on an upper mood. It also is supposed to have a mild anti-inflammatory effect. Yeah,
there's some sleep benefits as well.
They're not astounding. They're something that will work in line with a good routine derived to generate better results towards the goals you're setting in terms of sleep, less pain and all that kind of stuff.
They're also, because this is something that's like loads of people are getting on, there's also, in extremely rare cases, some people that will literally get like acute kidney failure from ashwagandha.
Oh, really?
It's super, super, super rare, but it is something to just bear in mind because it's being chucked around so much. People are just like, I don't know, being a bit
I've used it with zero issues.
Yes, so same, and it's something that is in my supplement regimen.
Asking for a very lonely mate, what's the best homemade sex toy?
I really don't know. According to Kai Green, it's a
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit, that was it.
I can't see how that wouldn't be stingy.
Yeah, I know.
All that acid.
Yeah, when you get any of that in your Jap's eye, Jesus.
Ooh, can you imagine? It's bad enough you get soap in it.
Yeah, I know. That's just reminding me of that.
I know. How is that? And you learn that quick.
Yeah, I haven't had that happen to me for ages, but yeah.
No, I haven't.
Sometimes,
what is that? I haven't had that since being a kid.
Yeah, no, I had it like a couple of years ago. Just I don't know how. Like I suppose you just rub in the wrong way and it opens up the urethra and you get a little bit of soap.
Why
in
does
there.
it sting so much?
I suppose it's just not meant to have anything in there, is it?
So your only reaction is your dick just goes, well, we don't have anything other than pain receptors. Off we go.
Yeah.
It's like when you poke your eye. You know when you poke your eye and you see colours?
Yeah.
That's because we have no pain receptors in our eye, so the only nerves that can fire off are the cones and rods. So that's why you see that when you press your eye.
So if I poke you in the eye, why not?
Does it hurt or does it just really disorientate you?
I don't know. Do you want to find out?
I'm tempted to let you lightly poke me in the eye just to see. Yeah, go on. What a motherfucker. So for some reason, there's been a blackout, and we absolutely don't know why.
You missed me poking Lex in the eye.
Yeah, so as a result...
Are we keeping the audio in so they can hear it?
I'll let you do it again.
All right, okay.
Poke me in the right... So from the blackout, I'm going to show you as we did, this is what happened. So poke me in the right eye now. Let's see if it actually be interesting.
Your right or my right?
Mine. Because the other eye that you poked last time, don't poke that one again. I'm going to keep the mic right by my eyeball this time. So if you guys, right, yeah, no, close it.
Really?
Yeah. No, that's rubbish. Ow! You get with the nail.
I was trying to get to the side on.
You turned it sideways. I thought that's not a good, and then you poked me.
It's because the mic was kind of in the way.
So yeah, it makes me squinty, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, I think if you shove your finger in someone's eye. Oh, microphone's far away. I think if you shove your finger in someone's eye, it's more the fact they can't see that it debilitates them rather than there being pain. And if there is pain, it's because the finger has grazed the internals of the skin and stuff like that, and that's feeling the pain.
Maybe, yeah.
But the eyeball itself...
Well, I think we need to keep testing this. Just ramping up the pokes. And
just slowly, I'm going to give you a 3 out of 10. Now a 4 out of 10. Sharpening your nails with a little file as you go.
Just trying to slash them.
But when you get a scratch on your eye, though, that hurts like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's bizarrely weird. Maybe there are certain parts of the eye that has...
I didn't realise there was anything.
If it's injured, it feels somehow... I don't know. Yeah. Someone correct me on the nonsense I've probably said. We still haven't answered the question of what is the best homemade sex toy.
What I was just going to say is stop being a tight ass and just buy a fleshlight. If you're going to go for it, just go for it.
That, to me, sounds awful.
Just fucking do it. I don't know.
Imagine having the soul-destroying job of cleaning that thing out after you're done. No matter how good that thing feels, you're going to feel bad cleaning it out. Unless they're dishwasher friendly. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to have your dishes after them, would you? You'd have to put it on a cycle on its own.
Imagine going to that person's house.
Or you get 20 fleshlights and then you just put it in a cupboard and then just
bin them one use.
Oh no! Once you've got them all, then you just fill your washing machine.
How often are you using it to fill 20 up?
Put your dishwasher on and then just put all 20 inside.
Jesus, that is the most disgusting thing I can think of.
Clog your drains
20 oozy fleshlight. The old school thing that was I think people generally did this: microwave a watermelon, cut a hole in it, and then it's a warm, fleshy pump action.
I always would have thought that surely because watermelon's quite
maybe it's not watermelon, sorry, melon, normal melon,
just like a honeydew or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the effects. Maybe it's different.
Yeah, maybe a watermelon just would turn to fucking nothing.
Yeah, watermelon's wrong. I lied. It's melon.
Just a honeydew or something.
Microwave melon, but don't make it like a McDonald's apple pie. Molten penis.
Yeah.
Ooh. Do you remember? Has anyone ever gone to hospital because of that? Got to have been
scalded.
Got to have been.
Yeah, because if they're microwaving it, it'll be warm on the outside,
just nice and warm, and they'll be it's so horny, 13 and just 14 and just ready, just
absolutely deep fried.
The savage things that teenage boys hump is, I mean, if you've got a teddy bear big enough, if you've got a 13 or 14-year-old
I'm watching
around, that teddy's been shagged.
I'm watching, what is it, Big Mouth? And there's that boy who fucks his pillow.
Yes.
and his bath mat. But they talk to him.
There's a point where hormones kick in.
Yeah.
And just the brain does not function properly.
Yeah, hilarious. I actually really do enjoy that program. It's dark and kind of makes me feel like uncomfortable.
It's hard to binge watch though. Yeah, it's so intense.
Yeah, I watch one and then I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, you can't definitely can't have it on in the background.
And also, like, I feel like I'd hate for anyone to walk in while that's on.
Yeah, if you hear that out of context, oh, my left eye is really hurting now. Oh, right. Next one. Let's blast through them. Here we go. What are the downsides to 0-calorie drinks? Trying to explain to the girlfriend why she can't live on them. Okay, I'm with you on this, but also science has said, fuck you guys. There is very, very, very little negative they found out from sweeteners in drinks. All the things that they used to think that they cause, like causing free radicals and cancer due to not being able to be broken down, it's been disproven really recently. The studies that are brought out saying unless you're consuming probably something like 3 to 4 litres of sugar-free diet soda a day, there's no issues. But obviously there were some dumb fuck Americans doing that.
No, but it was what they do to find the safe levels. They divide whatever actually caused it by 10. So the 2 to 3 litres is actually 200 to 300 litres.
Wow.
A day.
Wow.
Which obviously.
So yeah, as far as current studies show, they're fine. But also, it's not wise to drink shit tons of the 0-calorie drinks because they do still contain caffeine, and that will fuck you up if you consider.
And also bad for your teeth.
Yeah, it's still not good. Lots of chemicals in there. It's definitely not hydrating you like, proper water and things like that. So, yes, you shouldn't live on them, and they should. There are still going to be people that react badly to sweeteners. Like there's always somebody on a, you look at a bell curve. There's still people at the ends of each curve, and you don't want to be those people. So don't just reduce your variables.
Some people get really bad stomachs from all the artificial sweeteners. So
and there's something to do with drinking too much carbonated water is not good for you as well. So that's another thing. I don't know what that is. I might be talking shit, but I feel like carbonated water has some negative side effects to drinking too much of it. Thoughts on a world with no money, but instead you fight a company representative for goods and services? I'd quite like that, man.
Yeah, but think of these companies, though.
They'd be hiring some motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd get hired.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
No, because then think of that, you'd be fighting endlessly. Yeah. You'd be fucked by the time you hit, like... If they started that as a job, imagine that's your first job at 18.
Yeah, we wouldn't get hired by a great company. I think you might get hired by a slightly better one, but I'd be like Shoe Zone or something like that. Someone's coming for his knockoff Rockports, and I'm there going to fight him for him. He's fucking, I don't know what. Like,
is there different levels to this fight game?
Yeah.
So that if you want something smaller, is it a slap fight?
Yeah, fighting.
Or if you go for something dear, is it like weapons?
I'm fighting like a 14-year-old for Rockfords. Actually, that would be not a bad gig. I'd knock all the 14-year-olds out, to be fair. Right. Apart from that one who hit puberty at 10.
Yeah.
And he's like, got more chest hair than I do at 30.
According to Dr. Khan, if you're fighting a Welsh lad who's in the rugby team at 14, he's on Dianabol.
Yeah,
so you've had it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's an interesting concept, although I think many people would die. Favorite thing about fitness culture? About the fitness culture? Mine is when you see somebody being encouraged to get going when they've originally felt nervous. I really love that people have felt inspired to get into a gym and they didn't think they could because they're encouraged to do so by other people who are already very fit and like well ahead of them and don't need to have been involved, but still have that want to see other people do well.
Yeah, I think for me it's the after effect of somebody getting in shape. In terms of like, everyone has a problem, whether it was like, social anxiety, lack of confidence, being that unfit that they couldn't play with their kids, the fact that they had a serious health complication that they were able to resolve, things like that. That's the bit that's really fucking good when you see someone have a real transformation, not physically, because at the end of the day, who gives a shit? As long as you're healthy, whatever, like you can look how you want to look.
But confidence.
But that mental transformation, that's really fucking
different
awesome.
Humans by the time, aren't they?
Yeah, and I've seen it so many times at my gym. It's brilliant.
I agree. That and yoga pants.
Yeah. Not gonna lie.
Would you rather be misunderstood or forgotten after your death? It's a tough one.
Yeah. Misunderstood, I suppose.
But you're constantly misunderstood.
Yeah.
So you'd have to explain yourself all the time. And if you're misunderstood all the time...
Oh, I thought it meant misunderstood after your death or forgotten after your death.
No. Would you rather be misunderstood or forgotten after your death? Oh, actually, that's...
It could be interpreted.
Could be either, yeah. Okay, so if it's after your death, I'd just rather be misunderstood.
Yeah.
At least you could talk about it.
I think most people are misunderstood
And somebody
anyway.
point out that you're all right. No, you're looking at it wrong.
Yeah. Most people are misunderstood either way around. So.
Yeah. Largest animal you think you could throw over a rugby crossbar? I feel we've had a largest animal you could throw over something before. But a rugby crossbar, I'm going...
I reckon I could get something around 30 kilos over.
So that's like a Labrador?
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
get.
but you're thinking of a static object. A Labrador's wiggly and soft. How are you where are you gonna grab it to throw it over with that kind
Across
of
the
force?
ribs. Oh, I could have got Lambs over a crossbar if I had to.
You reckon?
Yeah, I could have. I wouldn't recommend it, but
I'm gonna go slightly smaller than that because I just think I wouldn't handle the wriggliness well.
get them when they're asleep.
Largest animal. So you've got a lab. So I'd probably go
Yeah, like a trim lab.
collie.
Yeah.
Yeah. First film you remember watching in the cinema? I think it's Transformers or Jurassic Park. One of those two. Oh, no, hang on. I feel like when I was really young, my mum took me to see Little Mermaid. I remember people clapping. Or was it Batman? I was too young to really even remember the movie. I just remember that one moment of the clapping at the end.
I remember Planet of the Apes, not the current version, but not the original version.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, hold on. Was it Mark? Yeah.
Yeah, Wahlberg's fine. Right?
Yes, I think it was. I remember that, but I feel like that wasn't the first. That's just I just remember my dad lying to get me in because I was underage, and it was like a 12, and I was like 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there was probably something else. I don't know when I went to see it, but I'm sure I saw like the Rugrats film.
Was that go to cinema?
I think it did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw the Rugrats film, and I'm pretty sure there was what's that? The Wild Thornbridge. There was a Pokemon film as well. I saw the Pokemon movie. I don't know when that would have come out. That's got to have been about the same time. I was primary school.
I was saying your Rugrats, and the other one's probably before that. Definitely before that, Rugrats.
I'll have to check the dates.
If you had a late night talk show, who would be your first 3 guests? Damn it, these are 2 in-depth questions, man. How long is this podcast?
And have we got unlimited ability to like just get people on?
A late night talk show, who would your first 3 guests be? Oh. Can we save that one to next time?
We can do. We're gonna forget it though.
We're going to sit here just looking at a wall for too long saying nothing because I need to think about that one. They've got to be alive because they've got to be on it now.
Yeah, I could pump out. I'm gonna say Warren Buffett, Jason Momoa.
Really?
I want them all on together because they're just going to be such an interesting, like a random mix of people. And the third one. I feel like I need to go for somebody in comedy, like just to make to make it like really diverse. Someone like Ricky Gervais, who's just like
good call.
I don't know, he'll just disrupt the
yeah.
So we've got just like a world-renowned investor and businessman, a badass guy, and then Ricky Gervais.
I was shocked. I thought you'd go for The Rock over Momoa.
I do like The Rock, but I don't like. I feel like he puts so much. I just feel like I've seen The Rock in an interview 1,000,000 times, and he's still the same. Yeah. Whereas Momoa is pretty genuine.
Yeah,
like I don't feel like there's much of an act.
You've taken Momoa, so I'm gonna go a bit the other way. I'm gonna go with. Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
Because he's just so funny in real life. Like he's this little like Penfold looking dude who just blasts you with mind-boggling information. Arnie, I gotta do it. The dude's never not fucking interesting.
No, true.
He's never not interesting. And Graham Hancock.
Who?
See, this is what I mean. He needs more exposure. The guy who is basically my godfather of learning about the origins of man and the fact that we've lost civilizations.
Oh, right,
He's
okay.
the guy who's proving that we are a species with amnesia, that we've lost an entire civilization due to cataclysmic event, which all the archaeologists denied, and he's proven since in the last 3 years that there was a cataclysmic event that probably wiped out most of humanity 11,000 years ago, and that they have now dug up a city called Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, which proves that we had megalithic builds and had architecture, mathematicians and astrologists 11,000 years ago, which completely rewrites the history of mankind.
Right, no, I don't know. Any of
And
that.
he basically has debunked like a lot of the myths of the Egyptian pyramids and the Sphinx and all of that. He was the guy who stood up against the archaeological world and said, "You're lying to people." And he's also a big advocate of the use of psychedelics for politicians because he believes that it would create a better world.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
He's an amazing guy. So yeah, he's been on Joe Rogan a couple of times.
Oh, right, okay.
So you've got Graham Hancock and
Is he the guy you were saying, like, talking about how in the pyramids there's like a slab that's like
hidden
something tons.
There's a tunnel at the back and that they deny exists. And he's like, well, that's cool because here's a picture of me in it.
Yeah.
And he's like out the tunnel at the back of the Sphinx, like, da-da.
Yeah.
And they deny that this shaft that leads to essentially should lead to another burial chamber. Yeah. They deny it even exists. And he's like, look at this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, before they denied it, there's a picture of me in it. Yeah,
fair enough.
And he's done some really good books. Of which I should really know the names of, that are really worth reading. I need to read more of them.
Have we wrapped up the questions now?
No, I'm just going to tell you these books before just because it's there. So you've got the Fingerprints of the Gods. That's one of his main ones that everybody knows. And then there's a follow-ons from those as well. He's got the Magicians of the Gods and then America Before, the Key to Earth's Lost Civilization. They're really interesting. He's on tons of podcasts and stuff like that. Well worth looking into. He will literally change your view on pretty much the development of our societies. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
What's your favourite aisle in the supermarket? I think I'm going with the biscuit aisle. I love biscuits.
Mine's probably the sweets or
Biscuits or yogurts.
Yeah, no, I'm going for the sweets, or especially when they've got like the American sweet, or just like the foreign sweets. The American sweets are fucking great.
If I'm in Aldi, it's the fun aisle down the middle with all the random shit.
Ooh, I'll get something for my garden,
Yeah.
and I'll get a pair of boots.
I once went out for like cheese and bread and stuff, and came back with a wicker owl. What do you think about Callum von Moger's recent controversies? We shall cover that in the next episode.
I don't even know what the fuck they are.
Oh, he's...
has he gone? He went to... Has he got arrested again or something?
Yeah.
I don't know what for.
He got mad and pulled out a machete.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Jesus, no.
He's been on a bit of a downward spiral with drugs in the wrong way, utilizing them in the wrong way. He's using them to escape rather than to learn. He's having a bit of a rough time of it. I think he's suffering some...
He wasn't in the car park across the road from the gym, was he?
Have we told that story on here?
I think we have.
Did we?
I think so.
I don't know if we did.
Kids with a machete.
Did we tell us? I don't think we did.
Well,
We'll tell you next week. We've got some stories for you, and we'll cover the Callum von Moger things. We'll see like what happens, because I think he's still got to go to court for it anyway. You can do a quick Google of it. But I think he's had a rough time of it recently. He's had a lot of things in his life happen that have hit him hard, and he was on a bit of a downward spiral. He's moved back to Australia now, which I think is a good thing for him. But he's still kind of carried over a lot of the escapism that he was utilising in America when he was alone a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I think he's finding how to break the habit, but he's, hopefully he'll find his way, and hopefully he's got good people around him to help. But we'll have a chat about that in the next episode. We'll start that with, we'll start the next one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because we'll wait for an update on what's going on there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Cool beans.
Is that all of it?
Yes.
Shall I read out this?
So we're going to finish this on a lovely note for something that for us was really meaningful, and we're happy that we're even able to be a little part of this.
I'm not going to say his name because he did ask to keep it hidden. You might have already seen it. We both put it up on our story because he sent us.
We did.
Sent us this message. But happy Friday, Mr. Lewis. I'm writing you this message, hoping it gets to you and Lex. I just wanted to thank you for making the CREWCast. When I found the first few episodes, I was £310. I was a £310 labourer going through a hard patch in my relationship, and my confidence was at rock bottom. I started listening to the CREWCast every week. I've listened to all of them multiple times, and now even got my dad hooked up with the TRT doc. I've lost £60, become a carer to put some good back into the world, and I'm 10 days away from moving to Australia to put my degree to good use with the same relationship. I genuinely don't think I'd have found my passion for fitness again or got my mind back on track without the CREWCast. Thank you both again, and thanks to you both for my dad seeking TRT through the NHS, but my mum has also started to get healthier again. Can't wait for more. And I had a little bit of a conversation with him. It's really nice. It's
just that brought a little bit of tears to my eyes. That did then when you read it out, because I've read it myself a couple of times. When you read it there, I was thinking about that 10 days. That was over 10 days ago. So he'll have gone off to Australia now. Mm-hmm. He'll be starting his new life, and it all on a little bit of a high. Just maybe because some of the stuff that we've said has helped him realize a couple of things at the right moments in life. So it just goes to show, when you think silly things that to you might seem it's just you struggling with it, and these thoughts that you're having, you're like, God, I'm a weirdo, I'm having these things, what's wrong with me? Just say it out loud to people, let people know, and 9 times out of 10 people are like, what? I think that all the time. Yeah. And honestly, you're 99.9% of the time not alone in what you're thinking.
If we've managed to help in some way, it's really nice for us to hear that. You don't obviously have to say, but having messages like that are really nice.
Yeah.
If you're
that's
happy to share it.
Remember forever.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I remember that forever.
If you are happy to share it, we do appreciate that, because it makes this a bit more worthwhile. It's nice to know that we are actually helping people, because it might be strange saying it to you guys, but we're just sat in a room together.
Yeah.
Just like me and you. So it's hard for us to connect with you guys unless you give us something, unless you comment, unless you message us. Yeah. That's how we actually connect to you. You hear us when you're out and about doing things, and it can be a one-way street if you don't message us or if you don't comment. So, do those things. Drop us DMs.
Fuck
drop
the
us
algorithm.
comments.
Just do it because we like hearing from you.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. It really is, because, like I said, it does feel sometimes like a one-way street, and hearing stuff like that does make it feel like really worthwhile.
Yeah. So that's all we do. Try and make you guys smile a little bit more, feel a bit better, and learn a couple of cool things along the way.
Yeah, and a lot of stupid things too.
At our own expense. Yeah. So as always, dudes, listen, I've been jumping out of a huge plate. Hopefully I'm still alive.
Yeah, this might be it.
This might be the last time you hear me, so make sure that you leave this shit in the week that has gone. Bring forward the good, carry it forward, and have a great fucking week. And if I'm not here next week...
I'll be on my own.
I hope you've enjoyed it, and they will be giving you the funeral arrangements.
Yeah.
Please, all turn up in droves and put a whiskey to the sky for me. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip.
That's a reality.